Hey Rotary Fans, welcome back to another episode. Today we have plans to try and get the rear axle housing back together completely and get ready to put some rims back on there. As you saw in the last video, we got the axle housing mounted up under the car. We got the control arms in place. The fourth control arm is hopefully going to arrive next week along with a new motor. So stick around for that. And then we're going to put it back together. So we got the race and beat springs put into it. I just have a little bit of pressure on the rear axle right now just to keep it in place, to keep the springs from falling back out while we get everything else going. So today we're going to take that third member, get it put back in place, get it bolted down, cleaned up. Then we're going to put our axle shafts back in, get them locked up, and then we can get ready to put the brake lines and stuff back in it, and hopefully get it so it's a mobile vehicle, so we can roll it out and bring it into the shop here, so I can take the motor out and put the new motor in. So you stick around, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to go crawl under the car and get the third member put in the axle. So stick around. Hey everyone. I'm not in the most comfortable spot, as you can tell. However, we have got our rear differential housing in place. Be nice if I had a little more space, but hey, it is what it is. I started putting it in place and things just kind of started really going. So I said, I'm not gonna torture you guys with listening to me grunt, groan, you name it, everything else, just trying to get that in. So what we have, as you've seen, we got our painted up differential, and now we're just going along. We're going to tighten down some bolts. I wish I could tell you the torque specs, but I can't seem to find anything definitive. All I could find is anywhere between like 30 to 60 foot-pounds, and I'm not putting 60 foot-pounds on a little bolt like that. So in the manual it does say that this size bolt's around 30 foot-pounds. So that's what I got my torque wrench to, and we're going to give it a little turn, see what happens. See if we snap a bolt or if it locks or what. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, stick around, we'll see what happens. Alright, we're no longer cramped underneath the car. We did get the bolts torqued down. I got them to 30 foot-pounds. I did a two-stage. I went 20, got that pretty easily. Then I went up to 30, and again, that went pretty good. It didn't seem like it had any issues. I just can't justify, actually I won't say justify, I can't imagine those bolts holding 50, 60 foot-pounds of torque. They're not that big, and but you never know. So if somebody out there knows for sure, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Let me, give me the heads up, and I can easily go back down underneath that car and retorque them a little bit more if I have to. If not, I don't think there'll be an issue with them right there at 30 each. I mean, that's a lot of clamping force with all the other bolts too, but hey, like I said, if you know for sure, drop it in the comments, let me know. In the meantime, now that I have that in place, now we can go get our axles put in. Before I can do that though, I've got the new axle seals, so I'm going to drop them in, tap them in place. Going to put a little bit of oil on them, so when I put the axle shafts themselves in, I don't chew up the seals. And then see if we can't get them in and get some wheels put on. That way we can get it down on the ground, get it here in the shop, and get doing some of the body work that I keep finding everywhere. So stick around. I'll be right back. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around. We have, as you've already seen, we have our differential in up there. We just finished tapping in our axle seal, and we got that all nice greased up. So now we're ready to put in one of our axle shafts. Now with this, when you go to put it in, you got to be careful, because the way this goes, that's for your parking brake, and that needs to go forward. So if I put this on the passenger side, we're good. If I go put it on the driver's side, this here will be facing the back, and I'm going to have to pull it to put it the right way. So we're going to get this shoved in that axle housing and see if we've done things right. And as you saw, see if I can get some light, there's a lot of grease in there, because you don't want to run this axle shaft over a brand new seal, because then you run the chance of damage. So turn my light off for a second, and so yeah, we're going to get this shoved in there and see if it works. So stick around.
A few moments later.
Well, thanks for sticking around. I was hoping to get you a video showing this axle shaft going in, but I had the wrong setting, so we didn't get it. However, it is in, it's locked in. We have a couple bolts holding the backing plate in there. So that's in there. I'm not going to turn it too much because the gears are bone dry. But, so yeah, now we got that in there. Got to put a couple more bolts to hold the backing plate in. And then we can start thinking about putting the brakes on. But we're probably going to move the car first. We'll just bolt the rims straight to this, right to the flange here, and run with it. And then we got our sway bar end link we can put in. I got to redo that. I did that probably about 1.5 to 2 years ago, and it's sat out here ever since. But that'll go like right there. And yeah, so we're going to go get the other side started, see if we can't drop the axle in there. And then at least we can have a complete rear axle to put the rims on. So stick around, and I'll show you how that goes too. Hey everyone, how's it going? You've been keeping up with the RX7 build here. Well, in the last video you saw we got the axles in, or the axle housing in under the car anyway. Well, now we have some tires on. So, just to give you an idea of what we're looking at, let's see here. There we go. Now, I've got no weight on them right now, so it looks a little high, but it's a monumental time right now, because for the last couple of years, this car has been sitting on those jack stands. And now for the first time in a couple of years, we're about to have the back of this car sitting on the ground, getting it ready to be moved out of here. Because as you can see, it's not exactly the best place to try and work on a car. So we're going to move it into the big shop and continue it from there. So we needed to put the back tires on, and we still need to get something there on the front to put the rims on, which we got them right here, ready to go. Now, those aren't the tires I'm running, but I figure it's probably going to be another year before I see this car on the road. So I picked up some cheap ones just to put on there, so that way I don't destroy the good ones. So we're going to drop this back on the ground and stick around and watch. Because like I said, it's been a few years since these tires have never been on the ground with this car. But it's been a couple years since this car has been on any set of rims. So stick around. We're about to lower the car. This car, back end is sitting on the ground. Tires are kind of tucked in there nicely. We'll have better shots here once we get her inside. And now tomorrow we're going to finish up, cleaning up a little bit here, see if we can't get some rims on the front, and then we can roll it out and put it in a good shop like I was saying. I totally forgot how low this car really was in the back, but I like the stance. I like how it looks. So stick around, we're going to get working on the front and see if we can't get this thing out of here tomorrow. That'd be great. So, but if not, you'll watch the video and it'll feel like only a couple minutes anyway. So whether it's tomorrow or not, we'll see. So stick around, here we go. Alright, so a while back you may have seen me working on these front rotors. If you've been watching a lot of the videos, I'm not sure how far back it would have been, but it's been a little while. And now that we have the back on the ground for the car, we're going to start getting these ready. So these bearings, when I ordered them, there was, can't really see much of the part number, BR32 right there. We have BR1, and both of those are the SKF. And then we have our axle seals, or our front seals going back, and they're 15807 SKF as well. And that's going to go in the back here, and then it's going to seal it all up. We're going to get grease on the bearing surfaces, get these brake rotors on, and then we can start putting the front down on the ground, get it rolled here into the shop, and start working on some of the other stuff we have, because I got a bunch more other parts, including a new motor coming. So you might see that in this video. It depends on when it shows up. It's kind of delayed right now because of the wind. They've closed the PEI to Nova Scotia Bridge because of the wind, so it's sitting on the edge of PEI right now. But hey, it's all a good time. And then we also have a whole new brake booster assembly, or the proportioning valve with the cap on it, the reservoir. We got some wheel cylinders. So we're getting ready to make some good progress. So in the meantime, we're gonna get this seal out, get it lubed up, ready to go in, and now we can put this brake rotor on. So stick around, we'll be right back. Alright, so as you can see, we've got the rear bearing all installed, got all lubed up and greased. We got our seal here that's ready to go in. That's got some grease to it to hopefully let it slide in better. There. Now I am going to drive that in a little further because I know it's got to go in a little bit deeper. There we go. There. That's as far as that is going. So I'm going to put a little bit more grease right in here, in between the bearing and the grease seal. Get that all lubed up, so that way it slides over the shaft ever so nicely. And then we can see about putting the other set of rims on, and get the car moved. So stick around, we'll be right back. Hey YouTube, thanks for sticking around. If you've been enjoying this video, that's wonderful. Drop a comment, let me know. I know I'm about to enjoy things here. Yesterday, it was kind of miserable weather, windy, rainy. I think it was blowing like about 80, 90, summers up in that range. However, I had a fun day going and picking up something wonderful for our little RX-7. Now before I show you what we went to pick up, I'm going to show you some more stuff we got. We finally got our last control arm. If you watch one of our other videos when you're putting the axle in, you'll notice I did say it needed one more. Well, we got that one. And in the beginning, I had the Watts link, but we had to cut it because it was just too locked in there. So now we have another one. So that's gonna get sandblasted, cleaned up, get ready to get that put in. Which now leads us to, sorry about that, which now leads us to our best pickup from yesterday. And that is a new motor. We got this shipped out of Ontario. And you can see it's another 12A. It's a running motor. Everything's all good. So now we can start working on this. We picked it up. There was a guy up in Ontario. He had it posted. Can't remember his name right off, but I'll give a shout out to him in the comment or in the description underneath. He did a wonderful job packing this up. Like, he even went as far as covering over all the exhaust ports and intake ports and the thermostat, or the coolant lines anyway. So that was a wonderful little surprise. So we got this, and now we get to finish putting the car back together for the running gear, get it on all four wheels so we can roll it here in the shop, and swap the motor so we can get the car running. So this was a nice little thing from yesterday, and wanted to let everyone see that we got a new motor for it. So it's going to make some noise soon. So I'm going to go get back to work on getting the front brakes back together. See if I can't get them situated and get a rim or two put back on. Because then once that's the case, it comes out and it hasn't moved from that spot in years. As I was saying a little while ago in this video about the rear axle, the rear tires finally being on the ground, that car hasn't moved from that spot in at least 3 to 4 years. So it's kind of exciting to see it come down on the ground and think about it being moved. So I'm going to go do that. So you stick around. Be right back. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around. As you've been watching, we're working on the front brakes of this car, this nice, wonderful RX7, and trying to get it so I can get the front wheels on. Now, you just saw me packing the bearings and putting the grease seal in, getting that all good to go. And now, that's what we have. It's in there. Still got to put this front bearing in. But once that's in there, get the bolt and the washer locked in there, we should be able to put put rims back on the car for the driver's side here. Alright, so thanks for sticking around. You've been watching me work on the front end of this car, and you saw me starting to put that brake caliper and brake rotor back together. However, I ran into an issue and I had to ask for a little help, but I've got it figured out. So I came to the passenger side and I took some nice strips of some good emery cloth, cleaned up the spindle, had that all nice and polished up, and put the brake rotor on. Now the other side, every time I tightened down the brake caliper bracket, the bearing would lock up solid. Or not the bearing, sorry, the brake rotor. You couldn't turn it, couldn't do nothing with it. So after some asking questions, came up with an idea. That's where I came out, started hitting that spindle with some emery cloth, got it all nice and clean, greased up, put the bearings on, put the grease seals in, everything slid in place. And then I put the caliper bracket back on and it locked up again. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, something's not right. So I'd replaced all the caliper mounting bolts. The bottom one, kind of hard to really show you, but the bottom bracket bolt was the same length as the top. Now, for some reason, when I put the top bolt in and tightened it down, it was pushing on the back side of the rotor, which was preventing it from turning. So I've gone and got that corrected. We got all the bearings in. I haven't torqued or set the preload on the bearings or anything yet, but it turns. And everything here is all snugged up, tightened up, everything. So I went and looked at the other side, and that's what it was. The top caliper mounting bracket bolt was just a hair long, and it was pushing into the back of the brake rotor. So if you're putting yours back together and you need a new hardware, keep an eye on that, and hopefully it doesn't happen to you. But if it does, hopefully you can think back and, oh yeah, he had this issue too. So now we're going to go get ready to get the other side put together, get the castle nuts there, but get the cap to go on there, and then we can put this rim that I'm using as a wonderful seat right now on the car and start getting it on the ground. So stick around. Exciting things are coming. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around. As you've been watching, we've been working on the RX7, and we're going to make a little jump here from one thing to another, and this is going to be a good one. The RX7 today is going to do something it hasn't done in like 5 years. So we're going to get ready to move it in the shop. So stick around. As you just saw, we successfully moved the Mazda. Like I said, it hasn't been out of there in like 5 years, and now it's in the new shop, which is a whole lot better spot for it. A whole lot drier, cleaner, and I'll be able to work on a lot more because one of the big improvements, we got a concrete floor. So I'm not crawling around on oil-soaked plywood with pallets. So now I can get better work going on this, and hopefully start making it so it'll be on the road for next year. And now you can also see what it actually, the color is. And then we got the rims in there. We do need different front tires because those are a little big, but aside from that, I kind of like the color combination. It's can't really get much extra light onto them, but there's the bronze there with the silver lip going into the blue. So haven't showed too much of the inside of it, but you can see it's all fully stripped out. I've got the whole interior redone already. It just needs to be reassembled, but it needs a paint job before I put the interior back in. I got a new dash for it. We got the Alpine double din radio that was installed there a few years back. We got nice seats that kind of complement the color of the car. We got to finish up the sunroof, get that put in, and then onto this part, this wonderful spot, motor. As you saw in the last video, actually maybe this video, we got a new motor for it, and we're going to take this one out completely and put that one in. Then we also have our fuel line here. We got all kinds of the braided stainless steel stuff, AN style fittings. fuel pressure gauge. It's all going to get replumbed, redone, and make the engine bay look that much nicer. So we got a lot of project for this car, a lot of work left for it, but there's also a lot that's been done. So you stick around, hit that subscribe button, and that'll help keep you on top of this as we go, and you'll be able to watch this project get better and better. So stick around, hit that subscribe button, and remember, stay warm, keep it loud.